Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Amanda Batrisha. So today I'm going to talk about the introduction of reproduction in frogs. Reproduction is essential for the survival of animal species. Frogs provide a clear example because their reproduction is closely linked to aquatic environments. In frogs, fertilization occurs externally, where eggs and sperm are released into water. Because frog eggs do not have protective shells, many of them are exposed to predators and environmental factors such as water conditions. As a result, frogs produce a large number of eggs to increase the chances that some offspring will survive and develop into tadpoles. In this slide, frog reproduction is used as a case study to explain how this reproductive strategy supports species survival. I think that's all. Thank you.
Frogs reproduce through sexual reproduction, which means it involves a male and a female frog. During reproduction, the male frog holds the female in a position called amplexus. The female then lays eggs in water, and the male releases sperm over the eggs. This process is known as external fertilization because fertilization happens outside the body. After fertilization, the eggs develop and later hatch into tadpoles, which will eventually undergo metamorphosis to become adult frogs.
So now I will going to explain about the fertilization in frog reproduction. Frogs reproduce by external fertilization, which means fertilization happens outside the female's body, usually in water such as ponds or lakes. During the breeding season, the male frog holds the female frog from behind. This position called as amplexus. Amplexus helps make sure that the eggs and sperm are released at the same time. The female frog then lays a large number of eggs in the water. These eggs are soft and covered with a jelly-like layer, which means it protects them and keeps them moist. Then, as the female releases the eggs, the male frog releases sperm over them. Fertilization happens when the sperm swims to the egg and fuses with it. And this process occurs outside the body in water. After the fertilization, the egg becomes a zygote and starts to divide to form an embryo. Within a few days, the fertilized eggs hatch into tadpoles, which will later grow into adult frogs. So, water is very important in frog reproduction because it allows sperm to swim, prevents the eggs from drying out, and supports early development.
Okay, today I would like to explain the advantage and disadvantage of reproduction in frogs. First, the advantage: frogs produce a large number of eggs, which increase the chance of survival of the species. Fertilization occurs externally in water, making reproduction easier without complex mating structures. Frogs also undergo metamorphosis, where tadpoles and adult frogs live in different habitats and have different diets. This helps reduce competition for food and space. However, there are also disadvantages. External fertilization depends heavily on water, so reproduction cannot occur in dry conditions. Most eggs and tadpoles have a low survival rate because they are easily eaten by predators. Frogs also do not provide parental care, which further reduces the chance of survival. In addition, environmental factors such as water pollution and temperature change can negatively affect the fertilization and development. In conclusion, although frog reproduction has several advantages that help maintain the population, it also has disadvantages that limit the survival of offspring.
Now, I will talk about reproduction process and development of a frog. Firstly, the fertilized eggs develop in water. After a few days, they hatch into larvae. Secondly, tadpoles live in water, breathe using gills, and have a tail for swimming. They feed mainly on algae and plants. As the tadpole grows, hind legs appear first, followed by front legs. Lungs begin to develop, and gills gradually disappear. The tail becomes shorter as it is absorbed into the body, and the froglet starts to breathe air and can live both on land and in water. Lastly, the tail disappears completely. The adult frog has lungs, strong legs for jumping, and is capable of reproduction.
So, in conclusion, frogs reproduce through sexual reproduction involving male and female. Firstly, fertilization in frogs occurs externally, where the fusion of sperm and egg takes place outside the body in water. Next, during the reproductive process, the female releases a large number of eggs and the male releases sperm over the eggs, leading to fertilization. As a result, the fertilized egg develop into tadpoles, which later undergo metamorphosis to form adult frogs. However, despite producing many offspring, the survival rate is relatively low due to predation and environmental factors. Therefore, frog reproduction clearly demonstrates the biological concept of external fertilization, metamorphosis, and dependence on an aquatic environment. Overall, frogs serve as an important model for understanding reproductive strategies in amphibians.